It's easy to say rock music's worthless, but to so many people it isn't. Otherwise we wouldn't be here doing this now. You know? Formed in '91 at the Poly in Nottingham. Me and Sam met at a gig. We used to photograph bands, and Sam got him in. And we had a different bass player then. And then these two jerks joined. I think as a band we've always believed in the electric guitar and the way it should be played, and with our band we always wanted to inject, especially with this last record, we wanted to inject a bit of anger into the way the electric guitar is in British music, you know. At the moment we wanted to get something back into it. We're thinking about really putting the AC/DC back into British rock music, I guess. First band that I really fell in love with was the Bee Gees. After listening to stuff like the Wombles and that, that was the next step up. And I went from listening to the Bee Gees to listening to the Sex Pistols, overnight.
It was like bands like Captain Beefheart with them had unusual guitar sounds and things like that, which sort of scratchy. It sounded like they were kind of played badly, but they were played beautifully though. Things like that, slide guitar stuff.
We used to have a little Casio keyboard, and we used to tape it down with some gaffer tape. There was always just a drone going off in the background. And then James used to come and watch our gigs, and he said, let me join the band and then I can take the gaffer off and I can actually move it to a different drone then.
We could play songs in different keys.
And then all of a sudden he got a saxophone out, came along with a Hammond, and spoiled everything. We were having a great time. We were going on tour with this little Casio keyboard, some gaffer tape on it.
When we first started out, from the idea of the keyboard with the drones and everything like that was from listening to Spaceman 3, big Spaceman 3 fans, and Spiritualised.
We got 2 cars and a caravan, you know, and drove over to Germany and toured there for 2 months on our own until everything broke down and fell apart, and hitching back to sign on and stuff. The tyres went on the caravan and we had to come back to England. We came through customs wheeling bloody tyres.
Ferry with a couple of tyres
coming off the boat.
And then we got to leave all the gear in Germany, so
yeah,
we're in England.
We got stranded. We had to leave all our backline and PA and everything. It was only £100 PA.
Sleep with me. Stay a while.
Came about from Chris, really, from sampling something from somewhere, and then we just built the song around it fairly quickly, really. Primal Scream and Asian Dub Foundation, bands like that, I guess, kind of relate to what those bands are doing, and I think it's great what they're doing. But other than that, I really like Doves, but that's kind of a different thing.
With you, yeah, with you. As I'm looking back at this photograph, you
a beautiful song, and it's like a pool. It's like swimming underwater, and everything about all the instruments are kind of got a weird tremolo-y, watery feel to them, and it's like drowning. And that's about it, really. Really is it. No, I'm serious. That is it.
When did I do it all so wrong, so wrong?
Things in a lot of the interviews that we've done, they've tended to pick up on the negative side that we've talked about, where we come from, and yeah, I mean that goes. There's that, but there's also thriving, club and music scene in Nottingham.
You've got earache records there, and you've got like DIY, and that was kind of what was going on when we were trying to get this band together. So there was like this mad thrash metal, and then there's dance music, and then there was us, and we were trying to be kind of like Spaceman 3 meets Neil Young in the middle, But now I think there's people kind of in Nottingham looking at 6x7, trying to sort of get bands together. It's just getting up off your arse and doing it.
Just really got into trying to use some different rhythms, and
It's got a dance element to it, hasn't it? It's got that real dance element, which is something which we want to continue with.
yeah, we managed to incorporate big guitar sound we already have, but try and use some more interesting rhythms.
It's kind of like a Werner Herzog theme with Klaus Kinski singing.
Yeah, we've always played like loud and with all the instruments up to full volume. We've never been shy of doing that, and it's not something that everyone's saying, "Oh, this is a new thing" and all that. It's like, well, I've been doing it for years. And we're just learning how to put it onto record. We're just learning how to record it properly and get it to sort of launch out the speakers and, tear your head off, basically.
Well, there's that famous interview with Pete Townsend where he says, you can't beat the power of sheer volume in what they were doing at the time, and what they wanted to do was go into a pub and a club, same venues that we're playing now, and make sure that right back to the bar there was, you couldn't talk, you had to focus on the band, and the band sucked you into what they were doing with their energy, and that's what we've always tried to do. There's not many bands that are actually shouting out at the moment, kicking out, and there should be more. But those bands are having trouble, they can't get playlisted, there's no room for them. They are there. I think 6x7 is about going out and blowing people away live,
This is us being honest. We didn't spend our weeks and months twiddling, tweaking little songs and stuff. It was written, slammed down, and that was it.
I think that's kind of probably more the direction that we should head in, you know.
If, yeah, I'm
Faster beats and
using the technology, using it, you know, synths and more effects. But you know, still it's going to be having that guitar element there.
Yeah, you got to have that raw
like
sort of
energy,
energy,
like, yeah.
which is the basis of what we do as well. Well, it's always been the basis of what we do, so it'll always be there.
but for God's sake, come and see us live, because that's where it's at. That's how we've always had to fight our corner, you know.